Oh yeah, you can kind of see me. Looks only a little creepy, not too creepy. So let's just start by arriving in a very, very comfortable position. That could be anything. You can be seated in a chair, laying down, back against the wall. Ooh, that's my favorite spot. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Now, the reason we want to be super, super comfortable, we don't want your body to get tired, to your leg to fall asleep, anything that might get in the way of the meditation. Right now, the body is not so much the focus, it's going to be all in the mind. So we're doing that mind of the yoga. For our Spartans, today's our rest day from the physical practice, but thankfully there's so many forms of yoga that we can engage in, and this is one that we do every Monday. Free for everybody, anybody around the world, 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So at any time, feel free to hop in and join us. Every day we try to, every week we try to introduce a new element or a new word, concept from the vast world of everything that is yoga. As discussed, yoga could be considered to be 3,000, 4,000, up to 5,000 years old, with some of its origins in the Indus Valley, in parts of India and neighboring Pakistan. And I haven't used the word Indus Valley since I think like 6th grade social studies class. So, we learn about the Greeks and Romans, Egyptians, Babylon, Mesopotamia, all that stuff. Going even farther back, Indus Valley. So having jogged your mind of junior high or whenever you might have learned that in your social studies class, the concept for today, first is beginning with the basics. Make sure you're seated in a very, very comfortable position, laying down in a chair, back against the wall, with pillows, no pillows. Make it as comfortable as you can. And just let the hands rest on, if you're seated, hands resting on your knees. Try to keep the body as still as possible. And the concept that we'll be talking about today is a close relative to the word we've all heard of, karma. We love to talk about karma. It's also a very tricky word and often misunderstood. But to begin to understand it better, we have to rewind the tape a little and talk about something called samskara. Samskara, samskara, samskara. Samskara. Say it with me if you want. Samskara. And what that is, think about like little paw prints that your kitties leave behind. A soft little imprint on our conscious mind of everything that we think, say, and do, and experience that we have. And it could be positive or negative. So we accumulate this throughout our life on a day-to-day basis. These little paw prints on our conscious and unconscious mind. This is called samskara. And the grand tally of all that at the end of our life is what's going to dictate our karma. Karma doesn't always happen in this lifetime. We like to think so, but be careful of vengeance. Seeking ill upon others. That's a no-no. First rule of yoga is ahimsa, non-violence. So think about those little experiences that you go through day to day, that you carry with you after you think something, say something, do something, positive or negative. And we're trying to release as much as we can all of these different samskaras. We don't want to carry them with us, they weigh us down. So imagine that the light today is kind of burning away, especially burning away the negative ones. Whatever rests with us kind of heavy, bringing us down. Anything we said or was said to us, anything we did or was done to us, what we thought about ourselves or thought about others. Maybe imagine that the light is kind of burning that away. So let's go ahead and begin. Let's close our eyes. Let's draw 2 big inhales together. We'll inhale, audible exhale. One more time, inhale with an audible exhale. Having arrived here, feeling centered and grounded, scan the body for an intention for today's meditation. An intention or a dedication. And once we have that, let's go ahead and begin our practice. Inhale, and as you exhale, open the eyes. Remember to keep the eyes half open, half closed. It's a very soft gaze. Soft gaze, almost like you're squinting. And if you do have a candle, maybe try to focus on the tip of the flame. And remember, this doesn't have to be done with a candle. You can use any object. What we're trying to do is have the mind focus on one object. So pick a picture of a loved one, of a pet, a religious object of your choice. Just gentle, normal breathing. So this practice here with the candle is about 5,000 years old in of itself. So it's nice to feel that connection with humans that far away, that far in the past. Remember to aim for maximum stillness in the body. We're hoping that works its way upward into the mind. Here we have the mind we have a little hamster on its wheel. But as we go through our busy lives, it feels like it's a bunch of hamsters. They're in your mind, creating their own civilization. Give them a rest. Imagine they're all sleeping. And for round 1, let's go ahead, wrap it up. Inhale deeply, audible exhale. As we close the eyes, keep the eyes closed for a bit. Take a look at what you see behind your eyelids in the darkness. Take an inventory of how you're seated. Did you get uncomfortable? Make any necessary adjustments. Also think about what thoughts came up. I know our goal is to try to clear our mind and have all the hamsters sleeping, but there's bound to be one that wakes up and creates a thought in your mind. What was it? after I mentioned 6th grade social studies class, I had a lot of random thoughts from that era that came up in my mind. Did you think about any samskaras, any positive or negative thoughts, words, or experiences? In this next round, try to be a silent, quiet observer of your own thoughts, but don't entertain them. Just let them pass through like a cloud across the sky. So let's inhale deeply and exhale, opening up the eyes. Eyes are open to that soft gaze. Once again, to the candle. The body is still. Hopefully the mind is becoming quieter, also still. Natural, calm breathing. Try to not even move your fingers. Some of those hamsters wake up, especially the naughty ones. Imagine the candle's flame is burning away that thought, burning away that memory of the words or the experience. Remember that you are not those thoughts, you are not that experience, you are not those words. Letting every layer of our existence, of our ego, just melt away, fall away. Until all that's left is that light, that flame that's inside of all of us. That's one and the same with everything and everyone. Let's draw this round to an end. Big inhale, audible exhale out the mouth as we close the eyes. Keeping the eyes shut, enjoying the light show behind your eyelids. Again, make any necessary changes to the way you're seated. quick inventory of the quality of our thoughts, the nature of them. Were you able to burn away some of that samskara? So if we go back to the topic of samskara, I said there were like little paw prints, little traces of thoughts, words, and actions that we experience. And when we get enough of these little paw prints, they create a path, tendencies of how we act, of how we think. That's what kind of dictates our thought patterns, whether they're positive or negative about yourself or about others. And this is why we want more positive samskara than we do negative. So that at the end of our time on this little earth, they tally up, our karma will be much better. Let's go for a slightly longer round on this one. Let's inhale together. Exhale, let's open the eyes. Remember, like a gentle squint, half open, half closed. Take time to appreciate the different colors in the flame or in the object that you're using for tonight's meditation. And as you watch the flame, it's a perfect metaphor for life. Sometimes the darkness is stronger and seems to overtake your attention, and sometimes the flame comes back and there's more light than there is dark. Sometimes the flame flickers a little wildly, like our thoughts, like our mind. Just like the physical practice of yoga, when you start these meditations and the yoga of the mind, have patience with the process, with yourself. Even this requires a lot of practice. But give yourself thanks for having taken the time, a quiet retreat from our busy life. we're trying to accomplish is a little quiet in the mind. This helps the mind to heal itself. And when the mind heals, so does the body. When the mind is quiet and the body as well, there's a bit of synergy that'll take place. This is what begins the first step needed for quiet focus, concentration, meditation. Let's draw this round to an end. Inhale. Close the eyes as you exhale. How did we do on this round? Think about what thoughts came up. If you were able to burn away some of the what's that word of the day? Samskara. Samskara. The tiny imprints left behind by our thoughts, words, and actions, experiences. Like little paw prints from a kitty on our mind, but conscious and unconscious. So if you're in Central Time Zone or Eastern, best thing to do is avoid electronics. Go right to bed. Ideally, right? Maybe you can practice a little longer on your own if you're able to. And for everybody else, I thank you. Well, everybody, I thank you for your time and your energy as we practice this every Monday, 9 p.m. Central. And I hope to see you next week. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, y'all.